How do we differentiate functions? When differentiating, we usually break up the function, monomial by monomial. The general rule is, so you have an expression, ax to the power n, where a is our coefficient and n is our exponent. Differentiating this gives us a times n times x to the power n minus 1. Let's start off with a couple of examples. In this problem, we're asked to find the derivative of x squared. Now we know our coefficient is just 1, so our a value is just equal to 1. So 1 times, we need our n value. But we can see that our exponent is just 2, so our n value is just 2. This times x to the power n minus 1, or 2 minus 1. This just becomes 2 times x to the power 1, or just 2x. Now here we have to find the derivative of 2x cubed. Now we know our a value is 2, so 2 times our n value, which is 3, times x to the power of n minus 1, or 3 minus 1. This simplifies to 6 times x to the power of 3 minus 1, which is just 6x squared. Now this one's slightly different. We're asked to find the derivative of 3, a constant. So let's rewrite this. This becomes d over dx of 3 times x to the power 0. Remember, anything to the power 0 just becomes 1. So we can move our 0, our n value, to the front. We know our a value is 3. Our n value is 0 times x to the power 0 minus 1. This just becomes 3 times 0 is just 0 times x to the power 0 minus 1, or negative 1. Now 0 times anything is just 0. So that means the derivative of 3 just becomes 0. Now is it true that the derivative of any constant is equal to 0? Let's find out. We can rewrite this as the derivative of a times x to the power 0. The same thing that we did in the last problem. Now we know our n value is 0 and our a value is, well, a. So a times 0 times x to the power 0 minus 1, which is negative 1. Well, simplifying this, a times 0 is just 0 times x to the power negative 1. And again, 0 times anything is just 0. So the derivative of any constant is equal to 0. And this makes sense. If we graph y is equal to some constant, let's say 4, what is the slope of that? It's 0. It's a horizontal line. And that's what taking the derivative of something is. When taking the derivative of something, you're basically finding the slope of something. So why is this so important though? Why do you have to take the derivative? Because the slope of the curve is what derivatives are used for. We're trying to find the slope of a curve. We already know how to find the slope of a line. Now we have a slightly different problem. This is a polynomial. 3x squared minus 2x plus 7. It's not just a monomial. But if you remember from the beginning of the video, I did say that when differentiating, we break up the function monomial by monomial. So how can we rewrite this? D over dx of 3x squared plus derivative of minus 2x plus the derivative of 7. Now we've broken up this problem into 3 different problems. The derivative of 3x squared is, well, we move our n value, which is 2, to the front, and our a value is 3. So 3 times 2 times x to the power n minus 1, which is just 2 minus 1, which is 1. So the derivative of 3x squared results in 6x. Now we find the derivative of a negative number. Negative 2 times x. Well, it's the same thing. Our power is 1. It's x to the power 1. So we move our exponent, which is 1, to the front. So minus 2 times 1 times x to the power n minus 1. 1 minus 1 is just 0. So 0. Now, x to the power 0 just results in 1. So this is just minus 2 times 1, which is just minus 2. And now we find the derivative of a constant, 7. Well, if you remember from the previous examples, the derivative of any constant is just equal to 0. So derivative of this is just 0. Now we've found our answer. We just combine this, this, and this. We just add them all together. We result with 6x minus 2 plus 0, or just 6x minus 2. And that is our derivative.